Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to TFLIVE TV. I'm Fozzlm, joined tonight by tonberry with Brodogs on the camera, and we're here for the Hour 14 Premiership Division Grand Final. Team Impunity are facing off against Pumpendum, and we're in for one hell of a game tonight. But first off, we're actually going to go over to Alex and tonberry to give us a quick pre-game analysis of both of the teams before we go live here.
Good evening, gamers, and what is up? I'm tonberry, and hopefully my boy Alex is here with me.
Yeah, I'm just connecting to the STV at the moment.
So yeah, we've got our 14 Premier Division Grand Final, Impunity versus Pumpendum. Maps tonight are gonna be, I'm pretty sure, yeah, Viaduct, Snakewater, Badlands, Gullywash, and Sunshine. And there's been a bit of a mix-up in the little bit of the team rosters just recently. Aporia's moved to Pocket, Josh to Roma. Primed is playing full-time for Impunity because Sol has got work commitments. But yeah, Viaduct. Last time they played this last season, it was kind of similar teams when the Pump and Dump roster won the finals. Back then, Yuki was playing Scout, now he's moved to Demo recent times because Termo is absent overseas, so he's been living the Donkin dream, running the loose cannon full time. I'm not too sure it's the strongest option on this map, to be honest, but it is pretty strong. Ever since I think Seagull displayed it in ECA many moons ago. One thing to note is that the way Impunity play this map, Alex, is, you know, their constant aggression. They always play the super passive hold.
They just like running into people. Like, they just always walk forward as a team, Brit's team. Like, they just they literally ball around him on Viaduct, and no one goes out of position.
Yeah.
Which is always handy to see.
Yeah, they'll probably send, they send Prime in for a bomb, he creates space, and then the whole team will just plus forward with...
Yeah, Prime doesn't die, he just goes behind and he draws plays back, and then the entire team just walks forward. And then it just causes havoc for them.
And their passive hold, which they're quite known for to do, is when they capture point, they rarely commit to a forward hold because the teams that they normally play against are, high skill level, so they're able to get out and not, turn into a forward hold situation. But they like to do a really defensive passive hold with Geo up on his rock on Cliff, Brute up on Cliff naturally. Paulson just plays like the pocket role on point with the scouts flying around him, and Primed is just ready to bait a position, So they love to do that.
Yeah, just can't wait to see Madness run around on Viaduct, because looking through some of the logs the last couple of nights, he's been going absolutely crazy. Like, I think he went 38 for 10 on one of the maps, on Viaduct, last night or the night before. So I'd be expecting huge things from him tonight.
Yeah, scrims have been looking a bit one-sided as of late to Impunity comfortably taking maps, but those are scrims, so normally they save the best for the actual games. Yeah, so...
Yuki, he always lives on game day, so... And Emporia as well.
Yeah, and one thing to note, as the trend is since I-55, Gunboat's pockets, Geo has adopted the style. He's normally been traditionally shotgun pocket. He normally does take a little bit more hills than the average pocket, but it justifies because he has the best Ubers in Australia at the moment. He sets up the team perfectly for post-Uber positioning for Elmo and Madness.
Yeah. I was gonna say, most of his Ubers don't accomplish much in terms of damage and stuff, but just the fact that he makes so much space that the scouts can just come in post and forward and kill things. So
yeah, they really they're like picture perfect for post Ubers. And actually joining us finally is Render.
Hey guys.
Hello friend, Render, you can take over from me. We're just giving a rundown of the teams and some of their secrets, I imagine.
Oh, secrets. Here we go. I haven't versed these teams all too much, but this is Viaduct, and this is Team Impunity, and they are very good at this map. Incredibly good, especially with Paulson. So that's gonna be a huge factor, I feel, in this map.
who would you rate to be the stronger demo man? Paulson or Yuki?
At the moment, Paulson. Just because he's been playing demo man actively for the past 2 years, at least. And then Yuki's just come back to it. He's a good demo man, but he's been playing so many aggressive classes. He's got to get that fine balance of playing demo man back again, and it's gonna take a bit more than just 2 weeks, especially with a very new team that doesn't support him as well as the old immunity. So that's going to be like he can still play very well. It's just the occasional jump ins and the aggression probably hurts him a bit as he expects, as he's kind of like still got that soldier in him in the scout. I mean, I don't want to discount a pump and dump. Like they've got Sam, who's like an incredible sniper. They still have very good soldiers that would be very aggressive and can coordinate very well. Just having like a Poirier on pocket, like he knows how to roam. So if you put it, he knows also how to just to play the heals properly. I feel.
Do you reckon he'll be jumping forward and doing a lot more and just leaving room for Yuki then?
I think he's like he'd be like he'd be pairing well with like a Turmo. Like he'll just be that second roamer that just goes and cleans up on the damage that Yuki drops.
Do you reckon we're going to see... who would you vote to snipe on the Impunity side? Because on Pump and Dump we got Sam, you all know that. But what about for Impunity? Would you reckon Madness or Elmo?
I think Madness is a primary sniper, but Elmo, if Elmo gets given a chance to snipe, I think and he wants to consider it, he'll take it as well. They're both pretty good snipers. Although I'd rate on like a rollout mid to mid, I'd say Madness would be the primary sniper there. In terms of pocketing, like Geo is probably the strongest pocket at the moment. Unless Yuki came back, he's the strongest pocket, and that's gonna be a bit of a. It's not too much on this map, but on this, like in general, I just feel like Geo's gonna be very dominating against Aporia. So in that case, I feel like Team Impunity, Team Pump and Dump need to kind of play a little bit different, and they can't just rely on their pocket to outdo the other pocket, because that's just not going to work.
Yeah, because I feel the Brute actually tanks a lot more of the heals on Geo.
Yeah.
Just the way their playstyle is, so I feel like just running into Geo won't be the smartest thing to do on this map, or any map to be honest, so I think they're going to have to play off getting a pick on primed maybe, and then working off that player ad.
Yeah, their holds are kind of interesting, because they like to hold back on the rock, with Geo like out of sight, and they all spread out, so the combo like takes very little damage, which increases the healing. And just Paulson's got more freedom to walk around and take the heals, while Geo's in a much safer position, raining down our fire. They're also good at forward holds. It's just they try to, every time they're holding defensively, Geo and Paulson just very well. They don't take damage together, so the heals are going to be less spread out. They're going to be more spread out rather than focus on one play or to the combo that's constantly getting damaged.
Okay.
I'm maybe expecting some off-classing from Smoglet as well. Going to go sniper or spy. Most likely spy. I feel like he likes to use the spy every so often as a wild card.
I do love Elmo and his spy plays. Yeah. He hasn't actually had a lot of luck lately, so I just want to see him like face stab someone.
I just realized Prime's also playing Aroma. It's quite tough.
Just before you got here, Tonberry said that Sol can't play because of work, so it's unfortunate, but I think they'll still be a strong pick.
Yeah, Prime can basically pick up any class and naturally do well at it. And Roma is very, like, he's been playing a lot of Roma on top of that, and he just knows the class pretty well. I think he'll just be able to do his own thing and provide a lot of space, which will be good for him and his team.
Just who are we waiting on? What are you expecting first mid? Actually, you're expecting crits now. Now that the Medigun thing is fixed, do you reckon they're going to run crits more? On either side?
I think Brodogs is one of those, like, Paulson's really good at crits, and I feel like Brodogs will take those even trade scenarios when both mids die and he'll use crits.
Yeah.
I feel like that's something that he'd try to abuse and get away with on this map. Yuki might also do the same with Q. as well. Like he'll call for crits. You might be confident in that.
Mm-hmm.
Although I will just say that Geo should be like very strong in the Ubers. And if they don't need to use crits, like if there's no real advantage to using the crits, then they'll just stick with the Uber. Because their defense with the Uber should be very strong. So this is the first map, yes? The second map was Badlands?
Post and show, hang on.
Go check that.
The second map being played tonight will be Snakewater. Badlands is third, Gully Wash fourth, and finally landing on Sunshine.
Snake and Badlands. Alright.
Pretty much as stock stand as you can get. But I don't think... I know for a fact that Brute hates playing Snakewater, so I'd actually probably be tipping Pump and Dump on that map, if anything.
Yeah, I'd say that as well, but I do know that both Yuki, like most of Yuki and Aporia just didn't like Snakewater that much for whatever reason.
I think that was after
Yeah, they might have.
I-49, I think they don't like it after that, so...
They might have changed their opinion, but
yeah,
they have known to not like that map, so... It's a bit of a tedious map. Like a sniper could just... It's just a lot of slow pushing, you gotta not crack, really. It's easy to push second with just one player out through grass. Pushing middle's not that hard either, but pushing last is a bit of a pain. And it requires some utiling and some suicides. Although if you have good suicides, you can push last quite efficiently. Just most teams don't choose a suicide on that map, on that point, because it's kind of difficult, and the sniper's just more appealing. For Badlands though, that's gonna be a very fast-paced map. Like whichever team.
Ridiculous. Like I'm expecting just wipes at mid straight to last. I'm really not expecting teams to be able to get out actually, just because they're both playing forever. So.
Yeah, because you really need to commit to take the point, and when you commit, you're gonna die because it's very easy to lock you off when you go through resup. You can't full out resup generally through Valley because it's easy to bomb.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's even easier to chase.
Yeah, very quick mids if the team's efficient enough, and I do feel like Geo and Primal, if they choose to go aggressive, will just make mids scope by real quick. Although that being said, Pump and Dump are very solid on mids though. Like they should be defensively very strong.
I think the fact that Pump and Dump are gonna have to go aggressive, just purely because of the fact that Brute does do most of the main calling, he always has the player healing. So what I've noticed is that like during the end of mid fights and everything, they always have a lot more health.
What I'm actually thinking I'm gonna be seeing is either, because I feel like Pump and Dump are gonna go more aggressive.
Yeah.
And it'll be up to Team Impunity if they want to go defensive or aggressive, because they've got a solid pocket that can hold his own and play
just
more defensive.
Take the heals, play it slow.
Yeah, but at the same time they can go aggressive if they want and just trade it off.
Yeah,
they might be a bit disadvantageous for them because they play better together as a team.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes.
Well, let's go scout combos, just like we're on Vidoc, as I'll talk about it. Elmo and Madness versus Smorglet and Sam. How do you reckon they play? Because I think Elmo just likes to walk forward at the moment, but
I'd put Sam and Elmo in the same basket. Generally, they're kind of newer scouts. They've came in. They've got very good DM. They've got unique ways to play, new ideas to bring to their teams, how they're going to play. So it's going to be interesting to see how they clash. But Smorg, more of like a movement king, while Manners, I'd say, is more of an aim king. Manners just doesn't really like to dodge. He'll just charge in and 3-shot you, while Smorg just tries to do 360s while serving everything and outlasting you. In terms of coordination, I think... Well, Smorg did just come in recently, so he probably hasn't had enough time to play with Sam to really get like a scout combo going on this map, so I might give it to Madness and Elmo.
Yeah, also Josh is now Roma and Aporia's pocket as well, so I think that's going to mix up things a lot.
Yeah, just these quick changes just kind of mess with the chemistry too much. I mean, Prime, you can say it's the same with Prime, but Prime's been playing for them every so often for the past year or so. As Aroma.
He's been a permanent backup for them forever, so he knows how they're playing. Like, he's playing the class that doesn't really require much coordination. I mean, all this is just jump in and make space, so it's really not that hard to do it, to be honest, but we'll see, I guess, tomorrow. And we're just waiting for them to go. Apparently we have a raffle in chat.
Raffle?
I'm guessing it's in Twitch chat. You just type !! raffle and there's some sort of raffle going on. I'll go check it out.
Oh yeah, get checked out.
I'm all up for free items, so I'll take it.
Yeah, so Brodogs has organised a raffle which has been put together by a few community members just to try to build a bit of hype for this game. Fairly sure there's a fair few keys and some hats and some refs in that raffle. I think it's all just going to be one big prize pot, so enter, you can win a whole bunch of stuff. Definitely look into it, guys.
I have entered for easy skins, boys. Get into it.
So everyone's in the server. Castles are ready. This game should go underway soon.
I'm just seeing if anyone's pings out, but I think they're all fine. None of these boys have been doing their contracts. None of them have got the medal. I'm disappointed.
Oh, before they start, let's just make a call on what do you think the scores are going to be for this map?
I'm just gonna go 4-0 straight up to
It's
Impunity.
first 3 for starters.
Oh, is
They
it?
also
Okay.
called me, yeah, they called me up as well.
See, I was testing your knowledge there. Yeah, 3-0 straight up to Impunity for Viaduct. Yourself?
I'm gonna try keep it close. Say 3-2 to Impunity.
Okay. Where are you, Chon and Foz, if you're here? What do you guys reckon?
Ton, if you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. I think 3-1 to Impunity.
I'm actually gonna go. I think Impunity are gonna take it 3-0. I think they're gonna have a really strong first round and then just continue it out over the rest of the map.
Yep.
Alright. So, favoured to Impunity. They've got quite a good reputation on this map, so.
Which I find so interesting because the seasons, okay, Pump and Dump were called Immunity, but like they just absolutely dominated teams, and now they just really can't seem to do anything. Do you reckon that's because they don't have a sheep anymore, or?
A combination of a sheep and a consistent, like they don't have Turbo either.
Yeah. Oh, but even then, when they were playing without Turbo, when they had bulk, like.
Yeah, bulk. They've had a couple of them, man. They had bulk. They had Romy. They had Dry at one point. But yeah, bulk was like the most consistent demo for a while. It's quite strong for them. Also, Yuki was able to play the map very well, even though it's not very pocket favored.
Okay, we've got word that the game is actually going live.
Just hand it over to Foz and Ton.
Yeah, thanks guys for your pre-game analysis. Really interesting stuff there about both teams, and definitely, despite the fact that I think we're all favouring Impunity for this first map, I'm fairly sure it's safe to say, like, regardless, all of these maps will be like really close and really high action.
Yeah, that's for sure. And so we're going live basically in 90 seconds. One thing to also note is Sam. We didn't talk about that quickly. Sam's been on a sniper ban from Pump and Dump, like Yuki said, no play Sniperino. So let's see if that comes into play as we're going live, Foz.
We're going live for our first ever mid of Brodogs, Impunity versus Pump and Dump. Take it away, tonberry.
Yeah, sure. So far, Yuki's get to mid. He got there pretty early. Nothing done yet. we're probably gonna wait to see any aggression come in. We've got Soldier into Sneaky, but look at that. Primed and Geo just walking across the point. The whole team's backing them up. Succession of kills, and it's only Cubby and Aporia. They split. Cubby's got to get out. Aporia gets out as well. Just he might get chased down here in spawn area. 20 health. That was a convincing mid.
That was a fantastic mid by the two soldiers of Impunity. Like, as you said, the mid started off initially really slowly, but they just took their moment when most of Pumping Up was sort of distracted by the scouts. They both jumped into the team and did so much ridiculous damage. The saving grace, Cubby did manage to escape with his life as Pumping Up actually decided to take the fight here. They Uber first, and the Uber gets used here from Impunity. No frags going so in anyone's favor so far, but a lot of Pumped Up really far out of the fight. As Aporia gets launched skyrocketed, it's taken out by Elmo, but Yuki also manages to find Geo. So fairly even fight at the moment.
Yeah, the post-fight's what's starting, and Pawson, nice pipe onto Yuki. But that being said, both teams are quite low here. Next kill probably settle it, and yeah, Jersh gets taken down. And Pawson's still up. There's no, Yuki's not up. They can't really contest it yet. They just have to wait for spawns and try again.
Yeah, and after that initial mid-fight and first round of the wrap, Impunity find themselves up with a minute advantage on the clock. Pumping Up never really looking like they're that much in a position to take the cap, as we see Aporia getting some space for his team as the rest of them start walking up here. Josh is also moving on to crates here. Only real spam being created at the moment. No real frag. Yuki's very aggressive on the point. Super load. The Uber does get forced out. They managed to find Yuki, but they haven't forced Uber. Here it comes out yet. It's down for Impunity to try to scatter and not die. Aporia is so high into the air there, which pretty much destroys their Uber and gets cleaned up by Elmo, doing a great job. They find Jersh as well. This is going dreadful for Pumping Up as they lose Smoggler and Sam. It's just Cubby and Yuki. Yuki not able to clean up that scout who's chasing his medic. Will Madness find the frag? Surely he does. And it's actually Elmo that gets the credit for that one.
Yeah, Elmo with the cheeky 15 damage shot across the spawn area there. But yeah, Yuki getting, I wouldn't say he got dropped because Red Team didn't have Uber in that situation. They were just mussing him, but he did get caught out early before he forced Brute's Uber, and you just saw him collapse with no demo man post Uber.
Yeah, definitely. Again, Impunity just showing how dominant they are in this time. Again, Yuki jumping really aggressive. He gets a fantastic CP onto Brutally, dropping him down. He trades for his life, but the rest of Pumping Up jump in and get a ton of frags. It's just Primed left alive. In fact, it's Primed versus a medic and a fully buffed scout here, but it looks like Pumping Up should have the advantage here when they get the rest of their players up. Fantastic aggression by Yuki there to get Brute really early on.
Yeah, they did a traditional full-man Silza, but basically, paid off. They got 5 frags for it. They've got spawns coming. They captured the point, so they're in a good position now, but if you look at the clock, it's pretty grim.
Yeah, but they do have about an 80% Uber advantage here. Aporia does get dropped here along with Smoggler. They pick up Prime, there's a Constellation Strike, and here we go, the Uber comes out, 1 frag to Sam. Can he find anyone else? Josh jumps in and gets 2 frags onto Brute and Elmo. Giro managed to find one onto Brute, but fantastic follow-up on that Uber there from Jersh.
Yeah, I think this is how they have to play, like leapfrog the soldiers and just play with Yuki and the scouts getting Ubered aggressively, kind of like what happened in that suicide play after Yuki, jumped in, and it worked out in their favour. They've got Uber, they've got point. They've still got 2 minutes to even it up if they want to even take this round.
We have Impunity looking to be a bit aggressive here, and Paulson drops the medic. Aporia going down as well. He loses his life to Sam, but fantastic work to Paulson. Madness picks up Sam. Josh is really aggressive onto the medic and picks up Brutally. Oh, when things were looking so good for Impunity, Josh just manages to equalize the fight there. But Impunity do manage to cap out the point here. They are waiting just to get their medic respawn, and with 20 seconds left on the clock, this is looking incredible for Impunity to take the first round here.
Yeah, they're in a prime position to take this out. We've got soldiers jumping aggressively for the red team. They just basically have to keep on fighting, regardless of whatever advantage they've got.
Yeah, definitely. Prime's actually the first casualty of this fight, but he does trade for Jersh. Smoggler manages to get the cap time, but with only 7 seconds left, it really seems like Impunity will manage to win this. Doesn't look like Pumping want to go, give up without a fight, and they are taking so much damage though. Aporia dropping down to about 50 HP there, but no one able to really aggressively fight to clean up on the damage. Aporia getting a ton of damage onto Paulson, but just backs out.
It still could be anyone's fight. Like, Red have got some cap time. Brute nearly has Uber. Oh, he just got it.
From Brute.
Yeah, now this is looking really grim. Team Pewdie players are just cleaning up post Uber. They had a slight window there to try and kill Fruit, because he was on 95%, but yeah, it didn't work out in the end.
Yeah, fantastic first round from Impunity. Just some really good initial fights to really give Pumperdump no real chance at the start of the round. They had a nice comeback, but let's go into the second mid here on Brodogs.
Yuki opting for the same rollout, same with Paulson, mirroring each other. Paulson taking a bit of damage, waiting to see what Prime and Geo does now. Yeah, here comes Prime, over the top, double rocket jump. Oh, big mini Smog! Oh.
What a rocket! Find that Smog, but the rest of his team is sort of forced back into an awkward position, and Pumperdump seem to have all the position here against Cork, and Impunity just need to run with the tower. Hey, Yuki, was that a roll on to Brodogs?
Yeah, it was blind pipes, just blind spam over that. Jersh really played that really well. Like, we're all looking at what Prime did, but Jersh basically did the same for Pumperdump. There is aggression onto Cubby here. Ooh, 30 health.
Yeah, managed to escape with life. Would he have Primed in as well, but gets annihilated midair by Smog on a 3k to start this round. Pumperdump sort of turning the tables here in Impunity, showing that, you know, they're not afraid to do the same thing. And here they are with a very aggressive forward hold as Yuki's sticky trap picks up Elmo.
Yeah, they're actually committing to it. Like, they got players on grass, and this is really good. Forcing gets taken down. Uber gets forced by Geo. I think it's still right, because they can still commit to this forward hold, because it's only, because Brick got out, but, it's only 20% Uber ad. They can still probably commit to this forward hold, only losing Jersh, so they can still use this to just wind down the clock even more in their favour.
That was a great forward hold from Pumperdump, just showing how it can be done. It's looking like all of Impunity are coming out on the left here. It's just Yuki and a scout here. Yuki gets launched outward, but double fight with a Geo and Madness! What a frag, what a double frag by Yuki, completely stemming the tide of that push.
That being said, even though Yuki did get 2 kills, the Blues got an opportunity here because there's no Demo Man, so they could try to use their Demo Man advantage quickly. They're taking their cliff, but Yuki spawned, so it'll probably Uber push now.
Yeah, the soldiers of Impunity just managing to, Pumperdump just managing to sort of deny them a lot of space here. Just gets sent outward, just managed to survive. Impunity getting a lot of space on board, and Pori is the first casualty. And actually, they forced Uber out and haven't had to use himself. Here we go. Leading on to Geo and Madness. Shooting, getting Sam skyrocketing and picking him off as well. Getting Yuki as well. Smuggler will surely go down from 2 nice meat shots from Elmo. And Geo and Prime, the only casualties in that fight. Fantastic Uber from Impunity.
Yeah, Elmo went huge. He also picked up Cubby right at the end of that. Yeah, Pori got dropped. You saw that. Like, he wanted to go forward on point. He was on point, so he was ready. You could say he wanted to use Uber right there, but he just got, insta-gibbed by the focus fire, too strong by Impunity.
Yeah, definitely. As you said, massive credit to Elmo there, doing such big work, and big work on overall on this map in general, as it looks like Pumperdump are getting a bit aggressive here. Pori once again rocket jumping in to make space for his team. Shoots Paulson up in the air, but really just trading damage at this point. It seems to be a bit in favor of Impunity, but as I say that, Yuki gets a nice sticky to take down Elmo, and with this, they get a lot of position on point. The pocket of Pumperdump does go down here, but with so much position, the point does manages to go in the way of Pumperdump.
Brute has Uber here, and he might try to use this, looking to use it on Demo Scout, but if Cubby plays this right, he could survive this.
Paulson, Brutalix forced to use his Uber, as I think it was a sticky trap from Yuki, putting Paulson down to about 50 HP, and yeah, the Uber comes out here from Pumperdump, and things are not looking good for Impunity, with both Elmo and Prime stuck behind, and they both get cleaned up. They're getting a lot of time on point here, might be able to cap it out before the jumps come in, but no! Oh, Paulson, Madness, and Jerry combining for some great frags. They leave Brutalix, but clean up so much damage. And Madness destroying Sam there! Just Cubby left alive, and Madness picks up the frag and the medic, and that's a wipe from when it was looking all so good from Pumperdump. Just fantastic work there at the end.
If you saw that when Yuki jumped in, I'm pretty sure it was Geo got a nice video onto Yuki, sent him to the fence side on 30 health, and he just melted to Madness while Paulson held his ground and did good damage, and Madness was able to clean up just on the back of Paulson and Geo's good damage.
Yeah, but it's worth pointing out, Pumperdump only have 30 seconds left on the clock as they start to progress on the point. Geo gets dropped really early. Brute's actually taking quite a bit of Sam. And Sam just not being able to pick up the medic there, but he does go down to Jerk. Fantastic, just clinical push in there from Pumperdump, wiping Impunity, and only 30 seconds left on the clock. They're looking like they're going to tie this up, tonberry.
Yeah, it's basically a reverse situation of last round. Like, Jersh and Poi did really good work, just leapfrogging each, just over Yuki, and then, Small got staying ultimately alive, and Jersh is bringing the meat. We got Heavy. Oh no.
God, the 450 HP milkshake as Madness goes in and tries to get some work done, but just gets destroyed by Sam. They do manage to get the Uber out, which is really good, but will they be able to get out in time? Small Glit, oh, fantastic frags there from Pumperdum, closing up this round, and there we go. Pumperdum taking it 1-1.
Yeah, Yuki made that look easy at the end when he had that Uber. He just crushed them all in the corner, and the, you know, like, Impunity had no point presence. So 1-1, as you said.
Yeah, really high action game we're seeing as we go into this next mid. Again, standard rock blocks from both teams. Everyone just sort of waiting for that first mistake to be made. Jiro's getting a bit of space up on the rock here, but not really doing anything with it. Yuki's a bit disconnected from the team, but nah, just backs up behind Cliff and nothing really comes from it. Apori jumps in, but gets launched backward as just died. It looks like Yuki very low there, managed to drag out. Apori gets 2k onto Manus and Jiro. Picks up Primed as well before trading his life for it. And again, a really strong mid there from Pump and Dump.
Yeah, that was all Aporia, to be honest. Like, you wanted to, like, what they wanted to do was, like, double bomb, rotate soldiers in, but Josh got caught in connector, but Aporia basically made up for it, getting a 3k at the back of that.
Yeah, but Impunity not looking like they want to give it up too easily. They're coming right back in and forcing them really early. Fantastic stuff for them. Fruit manages to save himself and Gio in time. It's a solo Uber. Haven't found any frags as Yuki jumps his way out of the fight. I feel it'd be a bad decision as Gio just completely drops him with a rocket. Just looking to go down as well. Very lucky to make it out here. They do pick up Small Glit, and not a fantastic Uber trade, but Impunity is still coming out on top there.
I can see what Yuki wanted to do. He wanted to rocket jump over to his flank side, and Josh, you know, would jump in to kill whoever plays chase him, because they would have wasted all their ammo onto Yuki, but Yuki got caught in. Josh probably a bit of a miscommunication, but they can still shoot this.
And that's exactly what they're doing. Yeah, Josh just getting a few spam rockets from them and shine it. Looks like he might want to jump in any second now, and there he does. Yuki gets Drillix again with some stickies. The counter aggression comes in from Impunity, but it's just not enough. Paulson and Prime down super weak. Elmo the only really healthy player, and bit of a failed bit of aggression there from Impunity.
Yeah, I'm actually liking what Yuki's doing. Like, you notice, like, all the time, bar, like, even in the first round, like, he's always been leading the charges, jumping in aggressively, doing massive amount of work, like, baiting himself and just relying on his team to back him up. Like, everyone move forward, you know, Cubby will get onto him, and look at this super aggressive rebot.
Yeah, haven't found any frags so far as Jiro just rockets him straight into the skybox before getting shot down. He finally gets cleaned up by Josh, but that's the only frag they managed to find.
I think it's still fine. Like, they could probably commit to a forward hold a little bit here just to lay the clock down a bit. And it looks like Prime's got
Primed! What a rocket onto Aporia. Nice stuff. And this should be a cue from Impunity push, and that's exactly what they're doing is they managed to find Small Glit as well. Yuki jumping back to point to try to support his team, but all of Impunity just rushing forward. We've got Josh with a big bomb, but gets cleaned up once again by the scout. His bombs have not been that effective this map. We do have Brodogs down to about 20 HP, I must say, but they completely force Pumping Up back into this corner.
Yeah, I was about to say Prum's got to, you know, die because there's like 1v4 there, but he was able to get a nice trade kill, and that also led to Small dying, and that Impunity take the point for free. Like, they've got Uber, they're playing their passive hold as we were talking about earlier in the pre-game, so let's see how Yuki pushes this.
Yeah, again, we've got Apori just jumping in early for his team, getting both soldiers actually getting a bunch of space. We've got Prime with the counter bomb onto the point and gets the Uber force. Fantastic stuff for him, but Paulson does get dropped before Impunity even use the Uber. It does come out here onto Gio. They haven't found any frags so far. Gio misses a midi onto Apori there as Impunity's Uber a bit of waste, not managing to find any frags as Primed actually goes down, and now a scout rushing into the combo here. Doesn't find any frags, but we've got a few kills being traded on either side. Not really sure how this fight will end up.
Yeah, this fight's dragged on forever. Like, Paulson spawned, he's back in the fight, and there's no Yuki, and we've got a Paul's Fortress at the moment, so...
Pause.
I think this is a good time, because, like, so much just happened in that fight. Like, Paulson got instigated, like, they led on both soldiers, bombing in. They had to use, like, pretty early Cubby, and, like, Gio milked his Uber, but as you saw, he got nothing done with his Uber. Like, he got his team positioned, but, you know, this post-Uber fight, anyone could win.
Yeah, and Brute had to, like, Brute was looking to take a really big single lane. It could have gone really well, but he had to sort of flash a scout at the last second as there was, I wasn't sure if it was Sam or Small Clutch, just sort of jumping around on rocks. I'm taking distractions. We actually pause here. Let's see how this post-Uber run goes. You frag so far, but Pumping do manage to pick up on the point, which is pretty major at this point. All of Impunity back up in the corner with not great health from what I can see. HUDs are still a bit broken, so it's kind of hard to tell. But yeah, that post-Uber quite easily going to pump it up, but it doesn't look like Impunity are happy with that, and it looks like they might be ready to go in any second now. Although, I don't know, they're holding back. It looks like Joe's about to single, and he does get a lot of space for his team, but they've got Smoglet rushing him, and the Uber does come out first for Impunity.
Yeah, the Uber's coming off now for pump and dump, so Josh gets taken out. I don't know if that's a good thing. They need to get players here. Prime gets taken out. Blue team are all over the point, sorry. But,
yeah,
Paulson down, yeah.
They were also super lucky not to get a Pori there. He was on about 20 HP in that fight. Really unlucky for a Scout not to get a...
he got Madness. That's a key frag. Like, they're down, Demo and Scout.
Yeah, with only 30 seconds left on the point, Pumperdom look pretty confident. It would be an even Uber advantage. We're definitely going to see time for one final Uber trade. But we need a really big play here from Impunity as Prime bombs in, but just gets completely obliterated by the Scouts.
Yeah, look how aggressive Yuki is. He's basically on their side of the point, like just trying to, you know, just show his presence while the soldiers rotate. I think it's good because Blue team have the spawn out here, so they're just trying to get any trades what they can, but they're getting nothing. But Sam gets taken down. Yeah,
worth pointing out, Brute is on about 80 HP. He was on 70 before. If he takes too much damage, he's going to have to force to use in a really poor position here. Do we see another pause?
Yeah, we sure do. Apparently the first pause was for Madness lagging, so there was a bit of a miscommunication. Like normally, if people pause, you know, they give out the pause please, or, you know, a PP or a quick P, you know, but I think there was no communication, so there was a bit of, you know, what's going on, boys? So, and everyone's got to blame Kenneth naturally for that, but...
Yeah. But yeah, some blame Kenneth in chat, just quickly.
But yeah, like, basically, this is a really close round. Like, Pump It Up just basically have to capture the point and they'll win the round most likely, with like 2 seconds left, while Impunity's got, you know, 40 seconds, so it could be anyone's round so far. Impunity's got good position. Brute's on 60 health on 100% Uber, and Cubby's on, well, he's basically full health, 120 with 100%, so yeah, like, they need just strong Ubers will determine this round.
Yeah, definitely, and it's important for Brute to play it super safe here. Like, he's so at risk at just a scout or a soldier, or even as we've seen Yuki getting super aggressive here. And yeah, as I said, he might be forced to Uber in a really bad situation, and that could pretty much spell round for Impunity, and that'd drop them down 2-1 on this first map that I think all of us were favouring them to win, at least somewhat convincingly.
Yeah, well, it's been closely contested. The first round was actually quite a strong performance by Impunity. They were like, they had like 2.5 minutes, I think, before even Pump and Dump like got some time on the point. So tables are turning. I'm liking the aggression by Yuki. It's and just the soldier leapfrogging. Like, they seem to be in sync. But that being said, like, if Yuki keeps dying early, like, you see that kind of neuters they're pushing.
We're actually on pause here. I'm going live again. Impunity, Pump and Dump look like they're about to come in, and actually, Pump and Dump have to Uber first, but Brute flashing a fair amount of players to keep arrive. Prime picks Yuki, that's a massive frag here. And the rest of Pump and Dump not in a really great position to come in. They do pick up Prime, but, you know, Soldier for a demo trade in that Uber, that looks pretty good. Joe's coming on the medic and gets 2 really easy rockets onto Brutally to drop him down. Crucial frag, because they also pick up Paulson and Madness, Smogler, and just going absolutely ham there. Sam cleans up Elmo as well, and Geo. Sam doing insane work to clean up that round.
They killed Yuki. Like, they did send Prime and Yuki to focus them, but you know they lost everyone else post Uber. Like, the soldiers just good timings and jumping. Like, Jersh got in there, got heaps of damage, good frags, and then Sam and Smog super tight, 2-1.
Yeah, Jersh was just playing that little connector, waiting for his moment. But let's not focus on that. Going to this first mid, Giro jumping up really high and getting position on rocks. We have both soldiers for pumping up, taking this little connector side as Apori decides to jump in and gets a clean rocket onto Giro before trading to Elmo. Doesn't look like Pump and Dump are in a great position, but Jersh does manage just to pick up Elmo, so this might be in queue for Impunity to leave. Jersh bombs in, but just jumps over the head of Broodlix, who's just sort of hiding in corner now, tail between his legs.
Jersh won him that mid, to be honest. Like, Aporia did really good work at the beginning, but Jersh got Madness, and then he got Elmo, and he did like... He was stuck in the corner. He just played like little footsies and stuff. And yeah, and Brute. What?
Are we seeing something interesting here?
He was like he went spectator, I think, and then rejoined his team. Like,
ooh,
yeah. So
that's
fair because look at the Uber percentages now. So everyone's giving up the some Dota references here for 3-2-2. So Suicide coming in.
Paulson just Prime.
Prime, the Roma special, but yeah, this is getting shut down. 2 scouts are in, but let's see what they can do. Elmo and Bandits are on the prowl. Destroyed
Fantastic work. I think this might be time for Elmo to pull out the sniper. They really need to try to get a pick, but with Pumpendump taking such a really aggressive forward hold, he won't even have a chance to do that. Yeah, all off the back of I mean, we don't know what happened with Brute, but definitely wasn't a good play, as they do get 2 good frags Impunity does onto Yuki and Sam. They trade off for Madness, but really working in their favor. It's looking like they're betting in big aggressive. They get so much cover on copy, and they do force out the Uber. But Josh gets Brute.
Yeah, that was like a good blindside play. Like, they had 2 players. Like, you definitely got a 2-player ad, but Josh just went in, jumped the flank, and easily killed Brute while his whole team was around him. So, you know,
Josh doing so much work for his team.
Yuki's back up, so this is looking really good for Pumpendump. Like, they'll be looking to close this out and like take this map 3-1. They just have to play super tight like they always have and just stop the aggression. And that being said,
with a big bomb.
But look at the room. Yeah, look at the room you created. Oh, that being said, all of Red Team was super low. Yuki gets taken out.
Yeah, he had a great bomb, but there was a bit of clearly a missed timing with his team there. No one really went in at the right time, and Yuki got cleaned up as a result from it. But still, things do look to be in a bit of a favour of Pumpendump. Josh with another good bombing gets Brodogs again! Josh going massive this round.
Yeah,
what
Josh
is happening?
He's just like, I don't even know if he's playing TF2. He's just jumping in, like, just going ham, like, not caring.
He is on another level. Impunity finally getting this first cap, but insane Uber advantage to Pumpendump, and they surely will just be able to retake, and about 40 seconds left on their clock. I wouldn't be surprised if they comfortably take this round. We do have a Pora going very low here, and Zero does manage to drop him before the Uber comes out. The Uber manages to find Paulson, but Madness and Elmo pick up frags onto Sam and Josh behind. Really good work from the flank as Madness gets Yuki and Cubby as well. Madness, oh, fantastic work. And he gets Smuggler. Was that a 4K? Wow.
Yeah, Madness went huge there. Like, probably they overextended pretty hard, pumping up there, but they've got, you know, 2.5 minutes on the clock, well, 2-minute advantage. So, you know, if they play it like they have been, they could seal the deal. But we have to see how the next 1 or 2 fights go.
Easily, and we do have Josh looking to jump in any minute, and here he is, that massive bomb across point. Zero, Elmo and Prime combining to do big damage. We do have Sam behind. He picks up Zero, but yeah, Impunity playing that fantastically, completely demolishing that 4-man sack from Pumpendump.
Yeah, it looks like they want to try a little bit of a semi-aggressive forward hold. Like, Paulson wanted to get up on Cliff and try to do something, but he couldn't get up the rock. But Brute, nice surf on 50 health. They could still, they're not going to commit to it again. They've got to get their Uber, walk it out with Cubby, and then just got to straight fight it and set up post Uber.
Josh probably going to get taken out here from Primed on the flank. They're taking a long time to kill each other. Whoa! And the Uber actually comes out really early from Pumpendump, not managing to find any frags. This could go disastrous. They finally get the Uber out from Brodogs as the Pro jumps all the way behind, hoping to make a distraction from the play. But it looks like Cubby is going to drop to Geo, and that's exactly what's happening. Pora is still just behind, taking a duel with Elmo and gets really clean rockets onto him, taking him out. So they need to be careful of this soldier jumping in any second. But they did manage to find that medic with the Uber, which is the main point here.
Yeah, they're definitely turning this around. Like, they're a 2-minute disad, now it's, you know, 1 minute.
Pora coming in, one rocket, misses the second, can he hit the third? Oh, Pora whiffing some rockets there, had a really good chance to maybe close out this round, but he still got so much damage onto the team, and we just see 3 frags quickly go in favor of Pumpendump. They cap the point with 20 seconds left to go as Elmo also dropped. This is,
Brute's still out there. He hasn't made safe to spawn. Sorry, he finally gets safe. He finally gets into the spawn area. But yeah, they got 4 kills. They committed hard for Brute, but ended up killing 4 other teammates. So
there's only 5 seconds left on the clock here. Impunity need a massive finishing massive fight here to make sure they don't go out on this first map. Here we go, massive time on point, and they do manage to take it. They've also got Uber, but they have a minute left to hold it, and Pumpendump only need a single cap here to win this first map.
Yeah, this Uber will decide the fight, and here we go.
Oh, Brute with a nice flash to save his pocket to Geo. They pick up Josh into the first frag of the Super. Primed. Oh no, Smuggler saves Yuki at the last second from Prime. And Smuggler and Sam combined to get both Primed and Geo. This is looking bad with Porium with a big bomb. Brute on about 10 HP, managing to just jump over a rocket. Aporia now taking on Elmo, but the health of Impunity is not looking good here.
Yeah, Small gets taken out here. Soldiers have respawned, so it's still 15 seconds to go, and no one's got the point. There is point presence by the red team. Oh, Elmo, nice.
We do have
frags.
Prime behind on the cliff here. Oh, so much damage from Paulson. Pretty much allows his players to clean up, and 5 seconds left on the clock. Impunity are going to hold this out, but there will be enough time for the spawners of Pumpendum to get back onto the point. This will be pretty much a no-medic fight here. It's going to come down to raw DM for a little while. As Smorglet gets launched, however, no one managing to get the air shot, but Elmo with a nice frag. Elmo with a second Paulson, and they tied up 2-2 from what looked like almost a certain round from Pumpendum.
Yeah, they clutched that pretty hard. Like, they had 2.5 minutes to defend that. They then recaptured points, so it was basically like whoever won the Uber fight and the post-Uber fight would ultimately take it. And yeah, final round of the game.
Yeah, the scouts from Impunity just completely putting the team on their shoulders for that last round, doing great work. And so yeah, we're here for this final mid-fight on Brodogs. Winner of this map, winner of this round will take the first match. Yuki! 2 stickies onto Brute and just drops him instantly. We need the counter-aggression from Impunity, but they don't look like they're in a position to go in. They do pick up Jersh and Aporia, which are great frags. They're going to pick up Smorglet as well. If they can get Cubby here, this is a fantastic. Cubby's on so little health. Can the Madness clean him up? And he does. Fantastic play from Madness right at the end of the fight there.
Yeah, Madness went huge and almost still fighting. He's on Cliff on 10 health. He gets killed by Sam, but that being said, there's an early spawn for Brute. Paulson's on 50 health. He'll be fine. Brute's meeting up with him, but yeah, well done to Madness. He was on 14 health when he killed Cubby there.
Definitely really good initial aggression from Yuki, but his team just sort of crumbled post-Uber. And now we see Brute with only a 10% advantage here.
Ooh, Brute's so low. He's always been getting, like, eating so much spam, but Yuki gets taken out by Geo. Elmo gets taken out in reply.
They get Jersh as well, looking pretty in favor of Pumpendum as Aporia decides to back out with a medic and a scout here. They need to try to hightail out. Aporia actually going in for the aggression, aggressives going to Paulson, but not able to find anything from it as Impunity looking to recapture the point here.
Yeah, that was a bit unfortunate for Yuki dying at the beginning there. Like, they had to get the point basically for free.
Yuki's having a few plays where his aggression is fantastic, but it really has not, yeah, certain situations they've been really detrimental for his team, as Impunity looking in a pretty favourable advantage here as times are relatively even. We see Aporia jumping in, and Cubby having to use his Uber super early, Brute only having to Uber now, soloing it onto Paulson as of now. We have Aporia behind, and he actually managing to pick up Prime, but Geo in the meantime managing to pick up Cubby. Aporia also... so many frags, and I can't keep track of all this. It's just a medic and a scout left on the side of Impunity here.
Yeah, I think Pumpendum should take this. Like, Brute should probably... He'll be happy to just give up the point. They had decent time. Just give it up. Wait for spawns to come in because they got the spawn ad and recontest it.
Yeah, definitely. Some big plays from players on both teams as Madness gets crunched by both Smorglet and Aporia there. Jersh is probably going to go down to Prime, but Aporia just sends a few spam rockets Prime's way and manages to save his teammate here. So yeah, things looking pretty good from Pumpendum at the moment. Brute with it. Oh, he goes down to Aporia, taking so much damage. Aporia also getting Paulson as well. Fantastic work from him.
Yeah, we'll have to see what Prime and Elmo does now, to be honest. Like, are they going to go for a play stuff? Because Aporia just went huge there, salvaging, you know, what was looking like Brute was setting up for an Uber ad push. So, yeah, but, you know, they backed out, so we'll see if Brute wants to fight it with buffs. It looks like he's doing that. Oh, yeah. Elmo! Walked into a trap there.
Prime making a big bomb in, misses so many rockets on Yuki. Will he be able to clean him up? They do. Geo does manage to force Uber right now. It's a matter of getting Brute the hell out of there before he dies.
Look at Yuki with
an aggressive bomb.
Yeah, Yuki's chasing him.
Sam, cleaning up Madness to give himself a super scale in this first round, as Impunity have about 40 seconds in their favor. Pumpendum have 40 seconds in their favor, but Impunity with a pretty significant Uber advantage coming into this next fight.
I think watch Jersh and Aporia for this. Like, look at Jersh, he's in a golem position ready to jump Brute. Like, let's see if it pays off or if he, like, you know, gets spotted or gives it up. Nah, he took too much damage, he's out. Yuki's so far forward here.
Jersh actually deciding to go in for that bomb anyway, but Paulson just predicting and having a nice sticky there on his feet. Man, it's getting really aggressive onto Yuki here. Prime! Great bomb, pick up Yuki and Sam, and Geo follows up with Smorglet as well. Really nice push in there from Impunity, really clinical.
Yeah, that was a pretty like a soft defense. But look at Aporia. Ooh, Brute's on 20 health. Yeah, Impunity is setting up for a forward hold now. I think this is the first time they'll have to be serious to commit to it.
They do, but they do still have about 50 seconds left to catch up on Pumpin' here, so they really cannot risk Brute dying to another bomb here. But yeah, it seems like Pumpin' just willing to take this slow. It looks like they're all moving cliffside here. So only Paulson here at the moment. He doesn't even have a scout to support him, and he recognizes them backs all the way out to the other side of mid, as Giro getting aggressive onto the enemy's cliffside there.
Yeah, they wound down the clock pretty well, just, you know, feigning a forward hold, but they actually had to use first for once.
Yeah, something we haven't seen that much in this game. Here comes a counter report with a big bomb in. Yuki in as well. They're not able to find really any damage between them. Bit of a misplay. We have Josh with the counter bomb. Gets one frag. Can he get another? No, he gets cleaned up by Madness. Again, this Impunity with a really great post-Uber play when it looked like the sacks of Pump and Dump were really, really good, forcing that Uber so early from Brutally.
Yeah, I think they just like beefed their shots, so they couldn't focus on any targets, because even when Josh came in, like that was meant to be the crunching blow, and he only got one frag out of that, while the scouts just danced around on Impunity and cleaned up. But they're fighting this, they have to fight it, it's really close.
Yeah, definitely. Only Impunity now finding themselves with a 20-second advantage. They pick up Josh and Sam. This is looking fantastic for Impunity. Really good damage. They've got Prime behind, but gets cleaned up by Smuggler. Yuki wanting to get aggressive here. He realizes that his teams need to get a quick recap. He actually picks up Jira, which is a crucial frag, but he goes down to manage plus boarding into the enemy team. It is currently a 3-on-5 fight here, but Brute's about to get his Uber with 3 seconds left on the clock. Are they about to Uber on point? Yes, they are. It's all a matter of how this post-Uber play goes, or will it even come down to that?
Yeah, they need to get some cap time. They need to like keep on switching the Uber targets for the red team to get cap time. And they got 2 frags. They got Brute and Elmo.
And
Prime is taken down. Paulson will die.
Small
Geo!
He gets a medic, and Madness picked up Josh. But fantastic work from Smorglet there. But yeah, with 40 seconds still left to go, they're obviously waiting to get their medic respawn here. Things are looking like they're going to come really down to the wire.
Yeah, that was a smart play by Pumping Up. They didn't capture the point to allow them to get the faster spawn, so you know, this fight will determine it all most likely.
Definitely. We've entered for a real roller coaster right here. Prime going in, getting some great damage onto Joe. Apora with a massive bomb in, but gets denied by the scout here. Joe goes down, Sam and Prime done as well as Aporia. So many frags here. It looks like it's going the way of Impunity. Are they able to close up this final round? A really scrappy fight here from both sides. A scout and a soldier versus pretty much a full first team from Impunity. Surely Impunity can pump out the damage and take down these players, but they're getting so much time on cap. Madness goes down to Smorglet. Paulson gets a crucial pick onto the medic. Yuki getting some great span damage onto the point. So much time, they just need about a whisker. And they get it! Impunity with an incredible 3-2 win on Brodogs. Coming back from 2 rounds where it looked like Pumpin' Up were going to take this map. Incredible work from Impunity there.
Yeah, I think one thing to just note before we switch it over to our analyst panel, Yuki dying like straight off at the beginning like really hurt him throughout this whole game. But yeah, we should throw it over to Alex and Render.
Yeah, if you guys want to take us away, tell us what you guys see.
Bring up the logs while I can. Jesus. Oh god, Yuki. Okay. Just go. Brogs, you got the logs up, I'm guessing. Yuki going absolutely huge. Just look at that. Oh my god.
He's been playing, like, he's been trading a lot, but he's been doing tons of damage because of it.
He's also killed Brute a lot more. Like, Brute has 16 deaths compared to Cubby's 12. One of those was a accidental. I don't think that actually would have counted that spectate bind, but okay. Jersh actually getting through a lot. Oh yeah, with those bombs with Jersh. I actually noticed that Pump and Dump were focusing the Impunity scouts a lot more, so that way Jersh could actually move through. So that's really interesting to see that they're not actually focusing, you know, the heavies. Especially on Vidoc, when they're, you know, such an easy pick, they're deciding to kill the scouts who, you know, just run around and jump around.
Yeah, that is... Killing the scouts is way more important in this map, because generally the soldiers use it as a distraction, or just to get a solo kill.
Okay.
They can't last that long on this map. Because they have to jump to do most of their damage, and then they just die very soon after. Well, let's look at the damage for the pockets.
Poria doing a lot more.
Yeah, Poria did. Oh, they did about the same. Poria died a lot more because he was playing more of a roaming pocket, while Geo was a bit more on the ground. Yeah. Prime being a little bit more chill with his roaming, while Josh was really getting in there. He was trading and dying. Prime would jump in specific situations, and half the time he'd get out, or he'd get a lot more out of it. Well, yeah. Josh was just creating room. He just made it room for his team. So Yuki went real crazy. Like, I expected him to die a lot more often, but his team backed him up quite well, actually. Like, Yuki was just living half the time, and then these soldiers would just counter jump their combo, which is really good play.
Alright, let's go. Snake, we talked a little bit roughly about this before. What do you reckon score-wise? Because after seeing Viaduct and how well Pump and Dump are playing, I'm going to change. I honestly think it's going to be really close, but I think everyone's going to see like a 3-2 scoreline again, in favor of Impunity on this map. What about yourself?
3-2.
Yeah, I don't even think you're going to get that high, just because of the way the map is. I reckon you're going to see a lot of stalemates.
I think a 4-2. Considering how they played, like, I'm going to give it to Pump and Dump 4-2. Because I'm just feeling like they might do the mids a lot better, because aggression's really strong in this mid. Having the height and the Dem Man just knocking off passive play up top. Actually, before we go on to Snakewater, I did draw up some diagrams from our last map to showcase a couple of things. If Brodogs can put them up on stream.
Have you got a link for them?
Yes. Look at this one. Look at him, Mubble.
Oh, thank you.
So you can see that.
I can get into this one. Brodogs, it's so much better. Okay,
Alright, so this is the general mid fights that I drew up. Pump and Dump Team Impunity and the blue team, and on the left side is Primed up on that rock. Usually he'd jump across into the combo and would get straight on the medic and on the cliff, and that would force all of the red team, Pump and Dump, to fall back underneath the bridge, which allowed a lot of fighting there. It was just like a big cluster of spam from Paulson, which just gave them so much momentum on the mids. Like, they won a couple of mids just from the team clumping up, because Pump and Dump will play more reactive. They mainly relied on Yuki to open up more stuff and get jumped, and then they'd counter jump. They play more passive. They never really try to initiate stuff until they saw something happen. Go to the next one.
I think we'll save the rest of them for later, and we'll just pass it on back to Ton and Foz. Because they've just gone live apparently in the server, so...
Yeah, just waiting for that slight STV delay before we go live into our second map here. This will be a CP, Snakewater Impunity versus Pump and Dump. Impunity taking a really, really clutch 3-2 victory on Brodogs, the first map being played.
Yeah, basically went down to, like, what would you say, double overtime or whatnot? Whoever captured the point would win it. Yeah,
pretty much. You had that sort of awkward double Uber dance, I guess, in a way, on the point where both pit players were just sort of jumping around, not able to do much. It really looked like it was going to go in favor of Pump and Dump, but yeah, Impunity pulling it big at last second, and we should be going live any second here, just waiting for that horrible STV delay.
Quick predictions. I'm gonna probably say 4-3 Impunity on this map.
I'm gonna give it 5-2 in favor of Pump and Dump. I think they're gonna come out big with this first in this next map. But yeah, we're going into our first mid here. Paulson quite a bit faster than Yuki, getting so much aggression and pretty much getting a ton of space for his team here. as we do have Prime setting up in kitchen, hoping to get a sneaky bomb onto Pump and Dump.
Yeah, not much going on. Prime walks out, not going from bomber. Here comes a soldier bomb. Oh, Aporia and Yuki getting 3 kills. Yuki did get taken out. Brute gets a nice frag on Aporia, but it's still anyone's mid. Oh, Josh!
Yeah, pretty much signaling that mid is over.
He sealed the deal. Like, having your doorman up is, you know, probably the best thing you can have in every mid, because you can spam and try, you know, delay recontest. But yeah, I think Josh there just sealing the deal, just getting that last frag.
It's also worth pointing out we have now only our second off-classing of this entire match. We have Sam up on Sniper, looking to break this stalemate.
Taking off his he's like, you know, gone through the hyperbolic time chamber, ready to show himself on Sniper. I haven't seen him snipe for like 3 weeks, so this should be quite the treat.
Definitely. I'm just gonna switch over to his cam and see what he's up to right now. Just sort of peeking into kitchen here, not really finding any good angle. Oh, sees Elmo for about half a second, and Jiro's jumping in as well to try to get Sam out of that. He's now going through window, but he's not really in a decent position to find any heads here.
Uber got traded and saw him. Like this is where Jiro going for the super aggressive hold. Like, he was super forward, but is he gonna get out? Yeah, he's gonna get out to drop down. Probably get a frag onto Smorg. Oh, nice kills. Good exchange there, but they're still fighting. Oh, Sam! That's dirty. Oh,
Apora's down super, might get taken out here. Nah, just jumps out with enough health. And 7 health on... Oh, Madness just running in and cleaning up Aporia.
But Sam got a 3k there. Like, it's definitely worth pocketing him. He's gone for the SMG. Elmo's on 8 health here. He gets SMG.
Sam.
Oh, Elmo salty. Come on, boys, throw out that PJ salt, because Elmo will be mad. I'm pretty sure he's messaging right now saying, yeah, how... He's saying a few words to me. A few choice words, but yeah...
Yeah, and here we see Pumpendum taking a bit of place on this point, but Jiro bumps in and doesn't give Smorgler any room here, as Jiro's forcing them all into lower here, getting them all the way back into mid. Really good stuff here.
I mean, it's fine, because they got Uber. I think if blue team overcommit,
the
they're
getting used really early.
Yeah, Jiro gets taken out. Let's see if they get any other frags. Prime's probably going to get taken out.
Yeah, Brute was in a position to get cleaned up pretty early. He's still not fully into lobby yet, but now he's safe. But yeah, they do pick up 2 pretty important picks there on the 2 soldiers. Oh, I think Brute took a long-range sticky there from Yuki.
Yeah, now it's going to be interesting to see how Brute will want to push this, because they've got a sniper, so if they want to like recontest this, they have to use it super early through any of the doors for the fear of getting sniped. So let's see if they want to use it. And they're going through low, which is a smart choice. And they have to pop super early. Look at that, in the first doorway.
Elmo manages to clean up Impunity. We do have Josh hiding in cheese here. Gets 1 rocket onto Madness, but not in a position to get another one, and surely he'll get cleaned up here. Trades for Prime. Really good work there from Josh. Managing to make the best of a bad situation.
Yeah, and that being said, you know, it's got to be the Uber leapfrog. You know, Cubby's coming up on his Uber in a few seconds. Jiro's going to get killed here.
Elmo's coming up from behind. Oh. Has to back out, and Yuki was a great fight.
Yeah, Elmo just gets piped.
Sam gets
this is so dirty, man. Like, there's so much action going on. Like, Elmo going for the flank one. Like, he gets piped by Yuki. Jiro was there creating space for his team, and Sam getting a nice shot. And they gotta get second for free. Like, they're not even at second. They're just
they're steamrolling in. Here comes the Uber. Brute just dancing around the crate here on about 2 HP. Yeah, Smorglet finally pulling up that kill. As they get set up on last tier, Smorglet getting primed as well. They pick up Yuki, which is a pretty big kill, but surely this won't be that hard of a repush for a pump and dump. Just sort of waiting for their players to respawn and maybe just going with heals without even really wanting to trade Ubers.
If they get if Sam gets a frag, they'll probably just go straight off that. But we have Badness now counter sniping, so this could potentially delay the push quite a bit, because it's only 50% Uber ad, so there is time for Brute to get his Uber, depending on how they play. Because you look how aggressive they also play, like they're taking lobby, so they're not afraid.
Oh, Judge getting really destroyed there by Elmo. Elmo with some nice rockets there. Sam gets really massive headshot from Sam as Vapori cleans up on Paulson. Menace and Elmo find 2 more frags on the flank, but that headshot from Sam.
Elmo's going for the massive flank now. The Uber gets forced. Madness and Elmo are both stuck in Soaring behind. They have to drop down to grass to fight it. Elmo's on grass. He's going through China. He's behind the combo now. Gets spotted by Yuki.
Yeah,
Madness is in on Madness is in on Cubby.
He's surely going to be fantastic. Can he clean up? No, Smorglet comes in and saves Yuki at the last second. Smorglet, along with Sam, doing some really big work for that team this round.
Yeah, they probably salvage that. Like, they gotta get spawns. Sam's going for a play to try and plus forward Brute, but we have double soldiers. We have soldier and scout, sorry, on last, yeah.
It's just Yuki with a lot of frag, and yes, the bomb finally comes in from Aporia to just clean up those players. And here we go, Humbinum taking the first round here on CP Snakewater.
Sam, basically MVP. He was like, what, on 5-kill streak? Sniper,
Yeah,
basically,
definitely.
yeah, putting the fear into Impunity.
Definitely. We see Paulson getting here. This time getting there pretty evenly with Yuki. Starting to not aggress to the point. He, again, just being traded as we wait for the rest of the players. Looks like Giro wants to maybe get aggressive as we once again see Prime going behind the whole team. He'll be looking to bomb in any second now. I don't even think they know that he's there. He's all the way actually behind in health pack. He looks like he's about to come up catwalk right now as Madness and Elmer actually drop down to Sam and Jerk. Prime's in, but jumps over the heads of all. Oh, it's a great rocket onto Sam. But not a great mid there from Impunity.
No, I think Pumperdum played that really well. Like, they had really good like presence just up top. Like, we saw Elmo just eat a nice direct rocket by Jersh up top, and yeah, they just lost 2 players in sequence and had to get out.
Yeah, definitely. I thought Prime was going to do a bunch of work for his teammate. Actually, while I say that, Jersh comes in with a bomb, falls on the other side of the fence and can't really get much space. It looks like all of Humbinum's looking to push through grass there. They do have to face Giro, and Giro's getting so much damage onto the medic. Cubs on 45 HP and is forced to pop a Zuber at risk dropping. As Jersh manages to trade for Prime on the flank here.
I have to see how this goes post-2 because both mechs were super low, like both on 50 health, so...
We have Aporia about to bomb in from window, actually decides to just drop out to his team.
Yeah, I think play tighter because it's a 4v4 in this instance, but Aporia goes in, nice rockets onto Madness, creating some space here.
Paulson managing to clean up the damage of Giro. Smuglet's getting really nice distraction play up on this little hut here, but has to back out.
Yeah, they're backing out. Like, they lost Aporia there, and the spawns just came in for Impunity, so they're stuck at mid defending it. They can defend it. Brood has a slight ad, so...
And they're actually going really aggressive here from Catwalk. Giro jumping all the way up to upper Brute, and the rest of the team flooding in now too. We up for another pause?
Yeah, we're up for a pause.
Who doesn't love pauses? Yeah, take us through that little exchange that just happened before, Ton.
Yeah, I think when they were fighting on grass for the second point, it was a 4v4 situation. And Poirier went in, he got some nice damage off, but that ultimately cost him his life. And the moment that happened, like, you know, Yuki would have called to just back out because that's a smart choice because, you know, it's a smaller spawn distance from last to defend your fourth. So Impunity had the players, and then Gio just being so aggressive this whole map, like he's already in mid, leads the team, and they want to fight without Ubers because they could hopefully get, you know, get a cheeky kill or two. They've got, you know, 20% Uber ad, so this is actually looking pretty good for Impunity, depending on what happened with the player drop or whatnot. So let's see if there. I don't know if there is a drop.
Yeah, we're not sure about the cause of this pause, but just while we do have that moment, everyone be sure to check out the raffle being put on for this map. You can win a whole bunch of keys and medals and hats and whatnot. So yeah, just type exclamation point raffle into chat and it'll get you a link to scrap.tf, I believe it is.
So yeah, a bit of downtime at the moment, but I think Impunity are in a good position. Like, this is how they want to play. They just want to play aggressive, you know, just rely on their DM all gravitating around Brodogs without no teams having Uber. So it's how they like to play. Like, just all play off him, big healers, play off the Geo damage and Prime plays, and hopefully they can get a cheeky kill and just snowball on.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see how it is, because for the first maybe 1 or 2 seconds without this fight, if Parmenum decide to get really aggressive, they won't have to contest Paulson. He's actually all the way back in Storeroom at the moment. So Impunity potentially missing out on a lot of damage here, but yeah, they do have Geo on that high ground. Hopefully, yeah, I'm not really sure how this exchange will go. Like, at this point, the positions from both teams, it really could go either way.
No, I think Cubby, like, the moment if Paulson gets in cleanly and starts doing damage on the point, because, you know, they're coming in for, like, they've got a point of spam from Geo up top. Paulson's got to come in through Storeroom, maybe catwalk, but I think by the time Paulson enters, like red team will probably back out unless they're able to frag Elmo, who's super close, and maybe another player because they're 20% disad, and Brute's got to get this Uber in the fight, and Gio's just got Uber and super aggressive and chase down players. So hopefully red team can identify that, or when we unpause that they identify that, because if not, it could be really bad for them, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. If Render and Alex...
Oh, we're back.
Oh, and yeah, we're
Elmo
back in the Elmo
got
first
roasted.
casualty.
So, yeah, that's what I was saying. One frag. Yeah, and they back out just on that one frag. I don't know if they'll get any more. 2 frags, okay. Oh, did I say that or what, Foz?
You are on a prediction fire today. What on you? And Prime getting a ton of space here for his team, but surely will get cleaned out. And yeah, Smoglet with that long range cheekiest scattergun kill as the rest of Impunity flood back to last.
Yeah.
Pumpendump playing that really well post pause.
Yeah, getting that super instant kill on Elmo, really started it. Like 20% disad, so Sam died. He'll probably util in my eyes.
Yeah, he's, as we saw in that first round, doing fantastic work. Paulson getting a what a play! Paulson taking the perfect opportunity to just peek out there and destroying Cubby, and the rest of the frags going in favor of Impunity. He gets Yuki as well. Paulson, the MVP of that fight.
Brute's disconnected. He's behind Judge, arrowing Judge. Judge Paulson. Brute's got to die here. What is going on? There's a Sam. Oh. Sam, Kriegasm! Sam
and now he's
primed.
Going all the way. No, decides.
Oh, what? Prime's on 40 health. Oh, Sam.
Yeah. If he coordinates this with one of his soldiers, his team are too
No, they gotta get spawned anyway, so that was a good play by Sam. Like, he could have been a heroic play and just, press W for all eternity, but they could still do this. They got a heal advantage, and they're busting in now.
Yeah, we see the bomb from the 2 soldiers of Impunity trying to stop him in, but 2 scouts on the point getting so much time, and they just cap it out.
Oh, Sam still went huge there. Like, he set the team up perfectly. Brute just spawned. He basically got pincered in a corner and by double soldier bobs, and both scouts just bait the point. So 2-0. 2-0.
Definitely. It looked also great when Paulson got that fantastic kill, but it just snowballed away. And let's see what happens to this next mid. Again, both demos roughly even. Not much time separating them. As we see how both teams decide to lay out, it looks like Impunity are playing their traditional mids that have been going so far. No real damage is even traded so far. They're both teams playing super passively here. Prime going in for a nice skip jump, doesn't find anyone, and Dura is actually the first casualty. And Brodogs goes down to Aporia.
That being said, it still can be anyone's mid here. We did see the soldier aggression get shut down completely, but both scouts are alive and damage chasing. I think everyone's got to die here. Yeah, Cubby should just kill Bind. Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah,
so
fantastic cleanup from the scouts, from Impunity when things weren't looking too good on that mid.
Yeah, it was basically Madness and Elmo. They basically just went super huge after that with just on the damage of Paulson. Like, sure, Brute died instantly, but I don't know, like, they were just shooting the wrong targets in that instance, it looked like. Like, the Geo and Prime just took all the early spam and damage, and yeah.
Yeah, now we see Brute with about a 40% advantage here, looking really good to take up this round. Pumpendump just wanting to get a lot of spam, not wanting really to get Impunity get that much base. Oh, Prime once again trading for Jerks on the flank, but Manners does pick up Sam. This could be Q to push, but no, they're still about 25% away from Uber. So it looks like we're just... No, actually, they do go in, leading the charge with Elmo and Madness, getting so much room on Velocity. They do have the heavier Smoglet to contend with, and Aporia getting... Launches Brute sky high. Aporia cannot find the second rocket, and Brute just dodging like crazy. The Uber's about to come out here, leading onto a Scout and Demo Man. Jersh is sort of forced to jump back into spawn as Madness plus forwards into combo, finds Cubby, fantastic tracks. Smoglet's going to go down too. Sam as well. Surely Impunity will close out this round here and bring it 2-1. Paulson cleaning up those final frags.
That was really well played by Brute. He was just, he was in no man's land there. He was on 30 health waiting to get Uber and dodged a couple of rockets and got it in there. Cubby was on 90% before Madness chased him down, so well played by Impunity.
Definitely, and a shame Aporia could have definitely made the tide of that fight go entirely differently. As we get to this next mid here, Paulson now a reasonable bit quicker than Yuki, which could go to the far. Just getting a really, actually whiffing his jump into upper and deciding to just go into kitchen and sort of wait for Impunity to go down. Elmo spot him, gets a clean, very crisp rocket onto him. But Prime manages to find Yuki. This mid could still go either way. Aporia sent side high, Jiro misses the air shot, but Sam does pick up Primed here.
Yeah, they did get the Yuki kill, but I think blue team are going to get this unless they get... Yeah, Jersh tried to go for something, tried to be a bit cheeky, tried to do a skip jump, before he got chased down. Cubby just has to leg it to last.
Yeah, and I think that mid definitely could have gone a lot very differently if Jersh didn't actually whiff his jump. Impunity forget to cap mid there. Zero rocket jumping away too fast. But yeah, that mid definitely could have gone a bit different if Jersh actually managed to get himself onto high ground instead of having to sort of force his way back into kitchen.
He did kill Elmo, which was a pretty good frag. Like, if you're a soldier and you kill a scatter mid, that's excellent. And Sam just gets Paulson. Ooh, very nice sniping. I wonder if Jersh has got to go for a sack play, or if Pump and Dump have got to try to...
Well, they're just getting very aggressive around the sniper.
They're afraid of Sam. Like, you can see how they're holding. Like, there's no sightlines for Brute to be exposed to. So he's behind Shaq. Oh, Prime gets taken out. They gotta lose a scout here as well, I'd imagine. Elmo should die, hopefully.
And the actually Uber does come out here, not able to find anyone. The Ubers are then exchanged from Pump and Dub. Things are not looking good for Impunity as Apori gets a very nice rocket onto Giro there.
That being said, Elmo went huge there. He actually won the
getting
1v1.
another frag.
Yeah, he won the 1v1 versus Jersh. He got Sam, who wasn't looking at him, but that being said...
Oh, find Aporia and Yuki. And Smorglet primed Paulson and Madness all getting really good coordination. It's just Cubby on life. Will he be able to survive? Yes. The spawner of Jersh manages to come in and just protect his medic in time, but this puts serious Uber advantage in favor of Impunity.
Yeah, it's what, about 40% Uber ad. Prime did really good there. Like, he did get sniped, but he got the forward spawn and was just able to get into the fight. You know, super quick after he spawned and just teaming up with Paulson. Good damage, good frags.
Yeah, and here we come to Uber very early, leading out on the scout in the demo. They do have the level 1 sentry gun to connect with. They actually get Jersh into first room. Paulson finds the second sticky onto Cubby to get him down. Zero goes down, and Yuki finds a very nice frag onto Elmo. But Bing is looking all in favor of Impunity. As I say that, Brodogs actually gets taken down by Smorglet. But surely, Yuki burst primed on the point. Madness actually gets the frag there. And here we go, Impunity tying it up 2-2. Only 15 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah, they've won these 2 rounds in pretty quick fashion. I think like 5 minutes, 5-6 minutes for both of those rounds for Impunity. So we'll have to see how this mid goes, because yeah, Pump and Dump, they've been losing these mids pretty hard.
Again, nothing really separating these 2 demos in time, and just sort of trading out for pointless spam. We do have CGO once again looking forward to taking this high ground and maybe just waiting for his perfect moment to aggress. Both teams playing super passively as Prime sort of just waiting in kitchen. Again, just no team wanting to aggress. As I said, Prime gets jumped, it gets completely demolished by Smorglet. And it looks like Impunity still actually willing to come in, but that was a bad move as Aporik gets manages to find a frag onto Giro. Although they do get a
Madness!
Madness!
Is this a 4K?
It is.
Oh my
Sam
god.
Cleaned it up. They do have Elmo. Elmo's looking to take a 1v1 against the scout, but no, he does have Paulson backing it up here. Really good work from Elmo to just delay that enough for Paulson to come back in. And Paulson, oh, that stick he could have possibly got Cubby, so he's forced to back out with scout. Really good cleanup work there. Was that Elmo that got all?
It was Madness. Madness got a 4K. He like destroyed a soldier. I think he mid shot Jersh, and he knocked back and Crater, and he just got like low plays, just 2-shotting them. So
yeah, again, mid looking really early on looks so favourable to Pump and Dump, but as you said, Madness is going ham. And again, we're seeing the standard mid to second Uber stalemate, but this time we don't have Sam up on Sniper. We see a vanilla rosters from both sides, so we're gonna maybe be playing a waiting days. Prime jumps out of window, big bomb, gets one rocket and gets Cubby! Fantastic bomb from Prime there!
Cubby's, he's basically had like nearly back-to-back drops, I think. On the, on his fourth point and here again, so...
That was such a clean bomb, and Giro just getting a wall shot there in horror, but that was all off the back of Prime with... I mean, you rarely see that sort of bomb working that effectively. I mean, normally you just expect to force the Uber, but to get the drop, I'd say that's a fairly big...
Cubby's just basically relying on his team to stop that round. Like, that shouldn't really happen at this level.
And the Uber
that was good play. Good play by Prime, but... Yeah, but we got a heavy... They're on point presence yet. Sam gets taken out, so does Yuki. I think... Ooh. They have to kill Smorg here. Smorg is still doing some work, but yeah, he's got to die ultimately.
Fantastic stuff there from Impunity, taking it 3-2 with just a fantastic bomb by Prime.
And that was a 3-minute round as well. It's 12 minutes left on the map, so the momentum swung in Impunity's favour for sure.
Yeah, really great work here. So we're leading into our 6th mid-fight of this really close game of CP Snakewater Al14 Grand Finals. Take us away on this next mid-ton.
Yeah, not much is happening at the moment. We've got double soldiers being a bit cheeky by Impunity. You see they're both hanging around the shack, so they're probably trying to bait some aggression and jump in. Prime jumped in, Geo's in. Ooh, Prime is in again. They're trying to get Yuki here, they're trying to focus Yuki.
Was a great frag and actually pumps out so much damage onto the combo who were just trapped in storeroom there.
Yeah, they just leapfrog soldiers and just took easy ground and just walked across the point. Like Yuki was trying to fight 3 members on the team, but he got like tunneled pretty hard, and it was just on the back of Geo and Prime soldier play. And I don't think they can shoot this. Yuki's not spawned yet. Yeah. You don't want to really trade Ubers here because you've got like players spawning. You got no demo, so it's fine to stay at last.
Well, it do actually look like Impunity getting really aggressive here, not wanting to wait. Oh, Elmo gets dropped, but they do get the Uber up really early and haven't had to use it. It's all down to Euphoria. Try to make Brute force. Misses one rocket, and Brute's not taking a single bit of damage as Paulson gets a nice pipe into Euphoria. This should be Impunity's call to push straight back in, and that's exactly what they're doing. Oh, Judge managing to find a good frag onto Madness, but goes down himself, and here we go. The Uber's in, only about 20% remaining. Can they find another frag? Zero jumps in, gets a nice rocket into Cubby. Oh, doesn't manage to find a second.
Small with the flank killing the combo there. Getting a 3k actually. Yuki versus Paulson.
Elmo! Oh, fantastic.
Oh,
and
Cubby with the Paulson, yeah. Paulson was offering the pan, like, you know, a bit of a melee match there because he had nothing loaded, but I think Smorg MVP of that. Just mopping up.
Yeah, but before that, Jersh did great work when things were looking so good for Impunity. Jersh forcing the Uber really early from bottom, so they almost had no Uber to work with on Snakewater, which is, you know, notorious for being a map where you can normally get really far in without having to use. But here we go, Impunity coming back into the second point here after Pumping and take it down. Elmo's the first casualty, but Jiro bombs in and finds Cubby. Great frag from him. We see the counter aggression here from the soldiers, but they get cleaned up. Although we say that, it's just Brodogs and Geo Live. Only Brute now. Really nice work from Pump and Dump.
Yeah, it's kind of like what happened to Pump and Dump in the couple of minutes ago. Like, they had really good frags early on, but after they lost their medic, they just went ham. And, you know, we're talking about pumping them in that situation. They lost their med early on, thanks to Geo and Prime, like, just jumping forward, but they just went absolutely ham, killing all the other players, except for Brute. That being said, 50% Uberad.
Yeah, we had a few players from Pump and Dump getting a bit aggressive onto mid there, but wisely deciding to back out, knowing that a respawn wave was about to hit from Impunity, and they probably would have got crushed, which would have probably snowballed into a last push. But yeah, you're right, and now a pretty significant Uber advantage from Brood, having to be the only survivor from Impunity in that last really scrappy fight here. And they're looking to get some room into Sorum here, and here we go. The Uber still hasn't used yet. Brood's taking a bit of damage, and here we go. Giro gets flung across the map from a sticky trap from Yuki, and all of Pump and Up manages to get out. Euphoria goes really low and does get taken out by Jobby, and manages comes in and gets Cubby. What a great frag from him, and Elmo finds one onto Yuki as well.
Yeah, that was an insane play by Manus. He just like ran into lobby, like 1v3, and just two-shotted Cubby. And yes, Geo gets Sam. This is looking pretty grim. Looks like, yeah. It's going to be 4-2 to Impunity. It was 2-0 to Pump and Up, but it's been, yeah, a 4-0 swing.
Impunity really flexing their muscles and just showing how dominant they can be. I thought that push was going to go terrible for Impunity, but they just found all the frags at the right times and just got a really easy cap into last. We get to this next mid. Yuki finally beating out Paulson for, I believe, the first time. But again, Jersh and Smogler just taking up space on high ground. Jersh actually backs up into kitchen, just waiting for his moment to come in. We actually don't see Prime doing the same thing. We get Madness getting a bit of point presence. A big Smogler got sent skywards and had to back out on so little health. We see some frags on Jersh finally getting that bomb out and gets Paulson and Brutally. Fantastic patience from him.
Yeah, they just have to shut down Elmo and Madness aggression, and they'll take this mid comfortably. I think like Team Impunity probably focused Yuki too hard there. Like, they got the Yuki frag, but it just basically set up a good counter bomb by Jersh to kill Paulson and Brute.
Yeah, Jersh, really winning his mid for his team there. Like, he just timed that so perfectly from kitchen. And here we see Pumpendum getting mid second point for pretty much free here. Impunity can only do some like general spams. They've already got Elmo setting up as engineer on last point here. But 40% Uber advantage. Oh, Cubby goes down to so little health and has balls of steel to not have to pop here. Here we go, the pop finally comes out. Can they find any frags for it? Paulson jumping back behind the central gun to safety, but there's so much time on the point here, they're just going to cap it out. No, Madness and Elmo running in at the very last second. We see a poor, oh my god, what is happening on the glass push? There's so much action here.
Yeah, Madness basically just sat behind the whole team and just let them all run in, and then he got the 2 kills, like just killing players that weren't Ubered. You know, they were just setting up for post-Uber. So Madness been a bit cheeky there. Elmo SG was doing work and denied the initial Uber, so well played.
But they timed that to literally the last second. They delayed stopping on that point for any longer.
Oh!
Paulson, sticky drop, get Cubby! Putting them in a massive advantage. Aporia goes for a bomber onto Brute, but Brute just serves it back to safety. Yuki also goes in, and Elmo picks them up again. Elmo finally goes down to Sam as he's sort of trading it behind him. Madness not wanting to actually chase this fight here. But fantastic work there from Elmo, cleaning up the 2 aggressive players of Yuki and Aporia.
Yeah, Paulson probably a bit of the MVP. They're getting a nice kill on
that was
Cubby,
a bit of a sneaky.
Because that forced that reaction from Yuki and the rest of the team, and Elmo, did stop that Aporia and Yuki bomb, but
he had
Gio's
in
got
from
a
above.
Oh, yes,
Fantastic bomb.
I saw the tail end of that. Yeah, Brute finally gets taken out, dropped the Uber, and
things are still going in favor of Impunity here.
It's Gio's on the bed. Yeah, Gio's on Cubby. He dropped down from window. Yeah, getting 2K. Yeah.
Fantastic bomb there from Josh to get Brute in a crucial position, but again, Impunity just managing to clean up on Pump and Dump so well. And Gio with a fantastic bomb to take down the remaining 2 players of Pump and Dump. And here we go, Ubers will be fairly even, but with 5 minutes left on the clock, and Impunity up 2 rounds, with a chance to push last, things are looking dire for Pump and Dump. And as I said, they're actually bomb out, not wanting to let Impunity take this round. Oh.
Yeah, Prime gets Cubby. Nice play by Prime. Catching the Medicat free lower.
Aporia did get a fantastic rock on the Brute, but he manages to surf it out to safety. We do still see a bit of aggression from Sam here. Probably going to take out Gio, and he does. So, not a total waste, but yeah, that pick onto... We actually have Yuki jumping as well, but Madness cleans him up.
Yeah, they really can't afford to start throwing players away like that, because they've got 4 minutes left. They have to get 2 rounds. It is possible, but they all just need to get together, get buffed, and probably just be aggressive and keep fighting, because they need to win. Have to win fights from now on out if they want a chance to take this map.
They're relying on either Aporia or Josh to get a big bomb and drop Brute here, but that's not what's happening. It looks like Josh is actually going to drop out of window any second. He's going to come up behind. Sam goes down to the cannonball, and actually the Uber is forced out of Impunity. They find only 3, actually end up with 3 frags here. Impunity, Pump does manage to find Gio, but do you have a scout in behind and gets down Cubby? Surely he's going to kill Yuki as well. Madness, fantastic flank, and this surely has to be GG at this point.
Yeah, this is probably the nail in the coffin if they seal this round. Madness went absolutely huge, just doing what he's been doing the whole match, just getting in a cheeky flank.
Nice little kill there.
Getting in some nice, he's just getting the good frags, and they're all calling GGs because they probably still think it's not the win difference of 5, because it's 5-2, but it is basically that.
Typical Prem players.
It happened to Div 2 Grand Final last night as well, yeah, so everyone keeps on forgetting that, but...
Again, Paulson getting really so much time onto Yuki here and gets really far. It takes a pretty good sticky from Yuki though, but again, both teams playing this mid super passively. Aporium with a nice bomb. Gets completely shut down there. So many players of Impunity red here. It looks like they're probably going to get cleaned up, and that's exactly what happens.
Yuki just went absolutely huge. He was aggressing super fast, but when he started to back out, he hit I think 2 or 3 fadeaway pipes directly onto players. He only got 1 kill, but he went absolutely huge at bonkers. Yuki won him that mid, and that's what they have to do. Look, what have we got here? We've got Elmo and Heavy, so they're looking for a bit of a lockdown. They just want to delay this Uber. It doesn't matter if they lose around here. They just want to delay, bait the Uber out.
Yeah. And here we go. Still hasn't been used here, but Brute's going to get his in time. And unless they get this round in about 10 or 20 more seconds, I don't really think they have a chance here. Here we go. The Uber's gone disastrous. They lose Sam. They lose Cubby. No, the frag's really been coming. They do pick up, yeah.
Oh, it's up to Poria. Can Poria clutch it? Oh, nearly. That was a good bait. Like, Smorg ran onto the point. It brought all the players from Pewdie onto it. Like, Yuki was doing heaps of damage as well, like, before he died. But, yeah, and, we got Jersh on Spy. So,
yeah,
probably the Jersh cam. This is gonna be the big play. This is gonna be the biggest play.
Let's see if we can see better Spy players than last night. I think if anyone tuned into the Div 2 finals, they probably weren't in awe of the Spy plays that they saw.
Well, I think they saw him already. I think when they saw him cross, I think they saw him when he crossed
exactly
big
what
ramp.
happened last night. As Madness gets a cheeky little body shot onto Smoggler there. Yuki does find Broodleaf, and it looks like they're probably going to actually take out the ground.
Just tried the back tap.
It's just Cubby alive.
Yeah, so they're probably you know resigned. They know that they've lost this map, so they've accepted that fact. And they're probably talking about like what they can do, what they can work on for the next map. But still, there is a chance to still take another round. Okay, we got Sam sniping, and let's see if he can. He's been hitting shots all this map, so he can still get a few good frags here.
Yeah, just it doesn't even look like Impunity want to push out here. They're just sort of waiting.
No, like Cubby's just doing nothing.
We do have Smoggler going in for the Boston Basher play. Can he get? Gio, not taking the honourable duel. That should have been a melee v melee fight. I'm disappointed. Gio going in for a bomb. Just decides to jump around instead. Get entirely behind the enemy team as Elmo picks up. Is Gio still behind? Yeah, he's all the way at the enemy team's last point right now. I'd like to point out, just equalizing, sort of killing time.
Yeah, so they're probably just they're just talking about
going
what
for
they
another
need to work on. Nah, Smorgler's gotta get roasted and toasted. Like, I'm not gonna do that.
50 seconds left on the clock.
This is Brett's team we're talking about. I'm pretty sure none of these players have an ounce of honor in them. So.
Oh, Cubby finally getting down Giro, who's just been there for the past minute. And here we go. We see the little taunt coming out from Cubby. Sam whiffing his shots, gets taken out. We might actually see Impunity take one more round before this is over. It's currently a 4v3. They definitely can do it. 3v3 now. The health of Impunity is all dreadful. Although Man is just starting to run on last Yuki with some very nice pipe. Can he get taken out by Prime though? And actually, Impunity getting one more round with 18 seconds left on the clock to take it 6-2. And they've won their second map on CP's Snake Quarter, putting them at a one map point before they become the AL14 Premiership Division first place.
Champions.
Champions, that's the word. So yeah, fantastic work from them. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I think we're going to have to quickly reset the stream here for a second. I think we're having a bit of an issue with some of our overlays. Let's get a confirmation from Brodogs to see if we are actually going to reset. Sorry about this, but we'll be back in about a minute.